If you're a roofing business thinking about running Google Ads, watch this video before you spend a dollar. I'll go over the key things you should know before launching your campaigns, including how to avoid costly mistakes and make your budget work more efficiently for you. So let's get started. So guys, we're in our Google Ads dashboard, and if you're a roofing company and you have been running Google Ads or you are planning to run Google Ads, here in this video I'm going to share with you some of the strategies that you can apply to generate phone calls from Google Ads, or sometimes you can use it to generate form submissions. So this is one of our example account, and this is a local service business account, and their main goal is to generate phone calls like roofing businesses. And as you can see, in the last 30 days, we have generated 593 phone calls and 355 conversions. The number of conversions can be less than the number of phone calls because people might call several times, and our goal is to track them as one conversion. So that's why the number of conversions can be less than the number of phone calls, and it is cost per conversion. The cost of each conversion is around $24.73. And this is impression share metric. And I've also helped different kind of local service businesses to generate thousands of phone calls using Google Ads. You can see some of them from here, and you can also check my website to see more of these kind of case studies. So there are certain things you need to pay attention to before running Google Ads so that you won't waste a lot of your budget and you spend your budget more efficiently. So the first thing you need to pay attention to is you shouldn't bid too high for keywords with smart bidding. If you use smart bidding such as maximize conversions or maximize conversions target CPA, Google Ads might be too high for certain keywords. So for example, if we're gonna see this, we can have different bid strategy options. But let's say you have just started your campaigns and you can have different bid strategies. So you can have maximize clicks, maximize conversions, and manual CPC. These are some of the ways you can use to generate phone calls or leads from Google Ads. So when you've just started, if you use maximize conversions, that could be very risky. And let's say in your location, the cost per click is $10. But with maximized conversions, your cost per click can go up to $25, $30 cost per click. So you should be really, really careful when using maximized conversions. And if you want to limit your maximum cost per click bid limit, you can choose either maximize clicks and put a maximum cost per click bid limit, or I would suggest you to use manual CPC, and you can put limitations for specific keywords based on their performance. So for example, certain keywords might be performing better than the other keywords, and you might want to give more chance to the keywords which are generating consistent phone calls. Or certain keywords might be spending a lot of budget, but they're not converting, or their cost per phone call might be too high. You can limit their search volume by adjusting their maximum cost per click bid limits. You can do them separately with manual CPC. So the first mistake is just using automated bidding without any limitations, and you might risk paying too much cost per click, especially at the beginning. Google Ads may not have enough data to work on. That's why you should be really, really careful. A quick reminder, if you want to know how I got 2x more phone calls using 2 key strategies in Google Ads, click the link in the description below and I'll send you the video of how I did that for free. And the next thing on our list, you should build a list of your competitors so you can add them as your negative keywords. So we're going to go to tools, and the planning, we're going to go to keyword planner and find competitor names. So here, let's say our target keyword is going to be roofing company. And from here, we can have more keyword ideas, and even we can find the list of our competitors from here. And from here, you can choose your exact specific target location. So let's say, as an example, our target location is Los Angeles, California. And from here, we're going to be able to find competitor names or irrelevant service from here. So the best way would be by going through this list one by one and finding your competitor names. Or another fastest way would be, if I'm going to zoom out, by clicking on the refined keywords, or you might have refined keywords already. So you can go there and choose only the brand terms. So from here, I've unselected non-brands, and I'm going to keep selected only the brand terms. And as you can see, these are selected, and we're going to scroll down, and manufacturer, we're going to select them as well. And other brands, we're going to select them as well. Company, we're going to select that as well. I'm going to see them all are selected, and service names, we're going to unselect because these could be our target names. And again, roofing, I'm going to unselect. And others, sometimes it might include brand terms, sometimes it might include our target terms. So we need to go through this list manually, and we need to find irrelevant terms from here. So I'm going to exit out of that. As you can see, 322 keyword ideas out of 732 keyword ideas. So we might have a potential list of competitors which we can add as negative keywords. This is one way of adding negative keywords. So I'm going to select this first one. This was our target keyword. And we can go through all of this list one by one again, and need to make sure that these don't include our target keywords, because some companies may just put a generic term as their company name. For example, as you can see from here, quality roofing solutions. Personally, I would not block these kind of terms, because some people may search this kind of generic terms, and I don't want to lose this kind of relevant traffic. If they are obviously a company name, you can keep them and add them as your negative keywords. And another way would be by going to the Google map, for example, and go to your local area and find the roofing companies in your local area. And from there, you need to find the list of all your competitors and add them as negative keywords. And those would be really good ways of finding irrelevant competitor terms before running your campaigns. And the next thing is you can target keywords around high ROI services. So let's say there are certain keywords which can bring more revenue compared to other keywords. So for example, let's say there would be the keywords which uses the word contractors. So roofing contractors near me. Or I would not use the word best roofing company. Maybe they search for different companies and they might be price shoppers, and they might visit several websites before calling to one company. Or I might not use the word affordable, for example, here like this. I would only use the keywords that can generate higher revenue compared to other keywords. So let's say we're going to choose metal roofing companies near me, or local roofers near me, or commercial roofing. So your main goal can be targeting the keywords which can attract users that can bring you more revenue compared to other keywords. So when targeting those kind of keywords, you need to pay attention to these factors. And the next thing on our list, you should avoid broad generic keywords. For example, roofers might be a good keyword, but it can have a mixed intent. Sometimes it can bring targeted users which can call to your business and generate phone calls, but sometimes the people might be just looking for information, and that might be low quality traffic, and those users might not take action at all. So instead of targeting these kind of mixed intent keywords, I would suggest you to target very high intent keywords only. So we can unselect them, and I would suggest you to target, for example, roofing contractors again, or roof repairs near me, let's say, or metal roofing companies, local roofers, commercial roofing contractors near me, or again, commercial roofers near me. There can be lots and lots of keyword ideas from here, but you can find these kind of terms, and you need to look at their cost per click as well. Sometimes commercial roofers can be much higher compared to other keywords. So you need to look at their cost per click data as well and choose the keywords which can have the higher chance of converting users. And you can find different keyword ideas from here. Again, there can be many more keyword ideas we haven't chosen from here, but you can choose yourself. These are some of the examples. And the idea is you should not choose overly broad keywords, which can waste a lot of budget, but they can attract a lot of clicks. But those clicks can have less chance of converting compared to these kind of higher intent keywords. And the next thing on our list, you should start small. And let's say once your campaigns are generating some data, once you start generating some phone calls, then you can consider increasing your budget. Until that time, I would suggest you to start small. Let's say you have 3 or 4 campaigns, and this campaign is performing better than the other 2. So you might use daily budget of $100, and for the rest of them, you might give 50-50. Or let's say you would even start with $40, and for the rest of the campaigns, you might give like $15 each. The goal is you can start really small, even if you have only one campaign. And once you have generated enough data and you are confident you can get more phone calls, you can increase your budget. So how you can be more confident? Once you have generated consistent phone calls in the past, in the last, let's say 14 days, 30 days, you can slowly increase your budget with that way. And the next thing or less, you should track conversion properly. So in the roofing business, you might have 2 types of conversions: form submissions or phone calls. So you need to track form submissions accurately as well as phone calls. Phone calls can be divided into 2 types as well: phone calls happening from the ads directly, or phone call button clicks from the mobile version of your landing page. So people might click on call us button, and you need to track those conversion actions. If you can track those conversion actions properly, you can know which keywords are performing better than the others, or which ad groups or campaigns are performing better than the others. Then with that way, you can give more budgets to the campaigns, ad groups, or keywords which are performing better, and you can keep getting more higher quality phone calls because you are spending more to those kind of keywords. But let's say certain keywords are not performing that well, but they're getting a lot of clicks and they're wasting your budget. Once you've generated some data, you can make sure that those keywords are not profitable anymore, or their cost per phone call is really high. For those kind of keywords, you can limit their search volume and you can spend less for those kind of keywords. To be confident which keywords, ad groups, or campaigns are better than the other, you need to properly set up your conversion tracking. So you need to accurately measure how many form submissions you got, or how many calls from ads you got, or how many phone call button clicks you got from your landing pages. You need to be measuring those kind of conversion actions. And you need to be doing that right from the start before running your ads. Otherwise, your results might be random and you don't know which one of them are performing better than the others. And the next thing is you should test different strategies, campaign types, or ad copies to make sure which one of them are working better. So for example, here I'm using call-only ads, but it might not work all the time, but it is working really well right now. And I'm using smart bidding, I'm using search campaigns, I'm using performance max campaigns, and almost all of them are working really good. But the point is, you should be constantly testing and seeing what works on your campaigns. That's the best way of running ads because things may change constantly and you need to be ready for that. What have worked several years ago might not work now. So you can test different types of campaigns, or even if you have ads in one ad groups, you can have several ad copies and test them against each other. And you can know which offers can generate you more clicks or conversions, which ads can have higher conversion rates compared to others. By testing those, you can have more clear picture of what is working right now and what you need to focus on to generate more conversion. And the next thing is you should review your search terms report frequently to cut wasted ad spend. So for example, from here you can see the quality of the search terms and the number of conversions they're bringing. So you can sort by the number of conversions, the quality of the search terms, and you can go through this list as frequently as possible. So you can go through this list every 2 days, 3 days, or at least every week, let's say, and you can find the keywords that are irrelevant and add them as your negative keywords, or you can find more keyword opportunities and add certain keywords as your target keywords. And you can see the quality of your campaigns overall by looking at the search terms report. So guys, these are some of the ways how you can optimize your campaigns, and there are certain things that I've mentioned that you need to pay attention to if you want to generate high quality phone calls for your roofing company. And with Google Ads, you should be constantly optimizing your campaigns and work on improving the relevancy of your campaigns. And if you do that right, you can consistently generate high quality phone calls. Again, if you want to know how I doubled the number of phone calls using 2 effective strategies in Google Ads, you can click the link in the description below and I'll send you the video of how I did that for free. Or if you guys want my help to generate phone calls for your roofing business, you can also click the link in the description below and apply to work with me, and I can help you run your Google Ads campaigns at an affordable rate. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.